Appropriations Committee, where he was responsible for allocating over $13 billion in state revenue in public schools, universities, law enforcement, prisons, social services, and highways. Kevin is a noted leader in fiscal responsibility. He was the lead sponsor of a bill to place a debt ceiling on Kansas borrowing, which passed the House with an overwhelming majority. He has successfully advocated for public education and local spending authority. He is a champion for the disabled, pushing for support of lower cost and more beneficial home-based care. He was the supporter of Kelsey's Law to crack down on child sexual abuse. Kevin lives in Overland Park with his wife, Brooke. Let's please welcome to the stage the next congressman for the 3rd District, Kevin Yoder.
Return the seat back home where it belongs, in the Republican Party with the people of the 3rd District here in Kansas. We've been blessed to have some amazing supporters about this campaign. Some of you have worked incredibly hard for our campaign, and for all you Yoder voters out there, thank you so much for your trust and faith. Difficult challenges ahead, but we will not let you down. We cannot let you down. We will not fail in November, and we are ready to win this seat for the Johnson County Republican Party, the Wyandotte County Republican Party, the Douglas County Republican Party, all the people of the 3rd District, from the Democrat independents all the way around. We're going to work for every single vote, because we know it is time to return fiscally responsible leadership back to Washington and back to this district. We're going to do it with your support in November. During love and support throughout this entire adventure. It's been amazing. Thank you. Now, we had a very spirited primary, a 9-way primary. That's a lot of folks. We had a lot of very passionate, hard-working individuals, people that I respect greatly, extremely well. And I want to just recognize David King, Gene Anubodich, Jerry Malone, Gary Klotz, Craig McPherson, John Resedy, Daniel Gilliott, and former Representative Patricia Leitner for all of their hard work to push the same ideals we all believe in. They were advocates for limited government, less spending, and individual liberty. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for every single one of them. Now, I entered this race last year because, like so many of you, I believe that our federal government is failing us. Our economy is in the tank, our prolonged unemployment is at an all-time high, and every day it gets harder and harder for the average American to provide for their families under the weight of the federal government. I entered this race for Congress because I believe our $13 trillion debt is an immoral legacy to leave to the next generation. I believe, like all of you, that the federal government spends too much money, taxes too much money, and borrows too much, and it's time we change that. I entered this race for Congress because I believe that jobs are not created with stimulus money in Washington. That the economy isn't built from the top down. Rather, it's built by hard-working Americans out here in the heartland. Growing up on a farm, I learned that nothing can take the place of a hard day's work. I know that it's ingenuity, it's talent, and the determination of Kansas and Americans all across this country. But that's what built our country, that's what built our economy. If we get back to those same founding principles, happy days are here again. Now, the economy struggles. overthrow government. This is the time to put power back in the hands of the citizens of this country, the individuals that build it brick by brick. This is the time to put power back in the hands of small business owners and to eliminate the burdens that are in their way, not make them greater. This fall, voters are going to have a very clear choice to make. On the one hand, they will have a candidate from the Democratic Party, Mrs. Moore, who will support the very same status quo policies that are bankrupting this country. She'll support greater taxes such as cap and trade. She'll support efforts to weaken our small businesses like the Anvil, Skyos, and Card Check legislation. She'll support efforts to grow the federal government, increase spending, run up the deficit for support of new entitlement programs, new federal agencies, and greater regulations. On our campaign, on the other hand, we'll offer voters less government intrusions, less federal spending, less taxation, and a return to the traditional free market principles that built this country. A belief in the individual, the small business owner, and the entrepreneur. My faith lies with the people. Mrs. Moore's faith lies with government. I know that we need no more bailouts, we need no more wasted stimulus spending, we need no more higher taxes, no more deficit spending, no more growth in government, we need no more. Unlike my Democratic opponent, I pledge to you that my very first vote, the most important vote we'll take in the next Congress, will be a vote against Nancy Pelosi for Speaker of the House. Now, we have a lot of work to do over the next 3 months. I pledge that I will give this race every ounce of energy that I can. We are right on the issues, and I am ready to lead the charge. But I need your help to get there. We must build an amazing team to beat back the big spenders in Washington that are going to come here to try to keep the seat for Nancy Pelosi. We cannot let that happen, and I'll need your help every step of the way to win the seat back for the people of the 3rd District. It's time our voices were heard in Washington. I'm ready to lead, and we are ready to win in November. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your support. Let's go again in 2010. We have a lot of work to do. We're going to go get it done. But tonight, everybody take the time to celebrate. It's been a hard-fought victory. We've had a lot of good conversation, a lot of good candidates in this race, and it's time to go win in November. I'm ready to fight for you, and now I need you to help fight for Team Yoder as we head to Election Day on November 2nd. Let's win in 2010. Let's go get it done.